What if the fate of a kingdom rested on someone without any powers at all? Welcome to Fearless by Lauren Roberts. After surviving betrayal and imprisonment, Paedyn Gray becomes a symbol of hope for the powerless. Prince Kai, torn between love and loyalty, must choose which side of history he belongs to. As rebellion rises and dark secrets come to light, Paedyn learns that true strength comes from courage, not magic. In a battle for freedom, hearts will break, sacrifices will be made, and a new future will be born. Would you dare to fight when the whole world stands against you? Fearless by Lauren Roberts is a thrilling sequel to Powerless, set in a world where power means everything and survival is never guaranteed. After betrayal and heartbreak, Paedyn Gray must rise against a cruel kingdom. Love, loyalty, and rebellion collide as one girl dares to change her destiny. In a world where strength decides your worth, being powerless is a death sentence. Paedyn Gray was once just a survivor, hiding her true identity, pretending to have powers she did not possess. But now, everything has changed. She is no longer just surviving. She is running from the king who would see her destroyed. After the events of the summit, where betrayals shattered the fragile peace, Paedyn escapes from the palace with her life hanging by a thread. Her heart aches with betrayal and fear. Kai, the prince she dared to trust, chose loyalty to the crown over his love for her. Alone, hunted, and wounded, Paedyn knows one thing for sure: she cannot go back. She can never again hide among the powerful. She must find the resistance, the group fighting against the cruel king, and she must help them rise. Every step away from the capital feels like a small victory. Every breath she takes in the wild forests feels like stolen freedom. But danger lurks everywhere. The king's guards search every village. They post her face on wanted posters. They call her a traitor, a threat to the kingdom. Paedyn moves quietly through the woods, hiding in shadows, sleeping under broken trees, drinking from cold rivers. Her body is tired, her spirit even more so. Memories haunt her: Kai's face when he turned away, the sting of betrayal, the crushing feeling of being truly alone. But Paedyn is no longer that weak girl who once hid in the shadows of the city. No. She is something else now. She is a symbol. She is hope. Deep inside, she holds a secret the king fears more than anything else. The truth that someone without powers can still be stronger than anyone with them. As she moves further from the palace, rumors swirl around her. Whispers of rebellion grow louder. Villagers speak of the girl who defied the king, the girl who survived when no one else could. They call her fearless. But Paedyn does not feel fearless. She feels broken. She feels lost. Yet still, she moves forward. Hunger gnaws at her belly. Her shoes are worn thin. Her clothes are torn. Nights are cold and days are filled with fear. But every step she takes brings her closer to something bigger, something worth all the pain. She remembers why she fights. Not for revenge, not for glory, but for the ones who never had a voice. For the ones crushed under the king's rule. For the powerless who were told they would never matter. Paedyn's journey is only beginning. Her path will be filled with betrayal, danger, and impossible choices. But in this moment, as she walks through the dark woods with nothing but her will to survive, she chooses hope over fear. She chooses to fight. And deep inside her heart, a fire begins to burn, small but fierce, ready to light a revolution. In a world that says you are nothing without power, Paedyn Gray will prove that courage, love, and hope are the greatest powers of all. The forest, thick with mist and whispers, closes around Paedyn like a cage. Every snapped twig, every rustle in the leaves, feels like a warning. She knows the king's guards are close. She can almost feel their breath at her back. Hiding among the shadows, Paedyn moves carefully, one step at a time, heart pounding in her chest. Her mind races. Where can she go? Who can she trust? The resistance. She must find them. They are her only hope now. After days of running, her body aches with hunger, her feet blistered and raw. Still, she pushes forward. The thought of giving up tempts her, but she crushes it. She cannot, she will not surrender. Then, through the thick fog, she sees it. A small village, hidden deep within the woods. Hope flickers inside her, but fear follows quickly. Is this village loyal to the crown, or does it secretly support the resistance? Cautiously, she approaches, pulling her hood low over her face. She moves like a ghost between houses, looking for food, shelter, safety. At the edge of the village, an old woman spots her. Their eyes meet. For a heartbeat, Paedyn freezes, ready to flee. But the woman only nods, a small, knowing gesture. Without a word, she opens the door to her small cottage and beckons Paedyn inside. Inside, the warmth of a fire touches Paedyn's frozen skin. The woman offers bread, water, kindness. Tears sting Paedyn's eyes, but she blinks them away. "You are her, aren't you?" the woman whispers. "The one they call fearless." Paedyn wants to deny it. She wants to lie and protect herself, but something deep inside her refuses. She nods, just once. The woman smiles, her eyes bright with something Paedyn has seen too little of, hope. "The resistance will want to meet you," she says. "You are the sign they have been waiting for." That night, Paedyn sleeps under a real roof for the first time in weeks. But her sleep is restless, filled with nightmares. Fire, betrayal, the cold look in Kai's eyes. Morning comes too soon. Before the sun rises, men and women gather in the woman's cottage. Their faces are hard, tired, desperate. They are the resistance, and they are looking to her, Paedyn Gray, for leadership she is not sure she can give. A young man, his clothes ragged but his voice strong, steps forward. "We need you," he says. "The people believe in you. You gave them a reason to hope again." Paedyn feels the weight of their expectations pressing down on her. She is just one girl. She has no powers, no army, but she has courage. And sometimes, courage is enough to spark a revolution. "I will fight," she says, her voice steady. "Not because I am fearless, but because I am tired of living in fear." A murmur of approval runs through the gathered crowd. A spark lights in their tired eyes. Plans are made quickly. The king's guards are closing in. Paedyn and the resistance must move, and soon. Before she leaves, the old woman pulls her aside. "Be careful," she warns. "Not everyone who smiles at you is a friend. Trust must be earned, not given." Paedyn nods, her heart heavy. She has learned that lesson the hard way. As she steps into the misty morning, leading the resistance into the unknown, one thing is clear. The fight for freedom has begun. And this time, Paedyn Gray is not alone. The road ahead is long and dangerous. Paedyn leads the resistance through twisting forests and broken fields, always staying one step ahead of the king's men. Every night they camp under the stars, their fires small, their hearts heavy. Trust grows slowly between them. Every meal shared, every danger faced, ties them together like invisible threads. Paedyn learns names: Jareth, the fierce fighter with a wounded past; Elora, the quiet healer who hides deep pain behind kind eyes; and many others who have lost everything to the king's cruelty. These people are not just rebels. They are survivors. And now they are her family. But the king's shadow stretches long. Patrols hunt them. Traps are set. Spies slip among villages, their tongues sharp, their smiles false. One evening, as the sun bleeds into the horizon, a warning comes. A village nearby has been burned to the ground. The king's message is clear. Loyalty to Paedyn will be punished by fire and blood. Guilt wraps around Paedyn's heart like chains. Innocent lives destroyed because of her. "This is my fault," she whispers, her voice breaking. Jareth steps forward, his face hard. "No," he says firmly. "This is the king's doing. Not yours. Never yours." The words offer some comfort, but the weight inside her chest remains. That night, under the cold, watchful stars, Paedyn makes a vow. She will not run anymore. She will not hide. She will fight, for every village, every family, every powerless soul crushed under the king's boot. The resistance grows bolder. They strike supply wagons. They free prisoners. They whisper hope into places where fear once ruled. And with every victory, Paedyn's name spreads wider. Fearless, they call her. A symbol, a spark. But with fame comes danger. One night, as they shelter in a ruined barn, a figure steps from the shadows. Kai. His sudden appearance rips the breath from Paedyn's lungs. Her heart pounds painfully in her chest. He looks different, older, colder, regret swimming in his eyes. "Paedyn," he says softly, his voice like a ghost from her nightmares. Every memory crashes over her, the betrayal, the heartbreak, the crushing loneliness. She draws her knife, her hand shaking. "Give me one reason not to end this right now," she says, her voice low and sharp. Kai raises his hand slowly. "Because I made a mistake," he says. "And because I want to make it right." The resistance surrounds him, their faces hard with suspicion. Jareth steps forward. "We should kill him," he growls. "He is the enemy." Paedyn's mind spins. Every part of her screams not to trust him, not again. But deep inside, buried under all the anger and pain, a tiny voice asks, "What if he is telling the truth?" Slowly, she lowers her knife. "Prove it," she says. "Fight with us. Stand against your king." Kai nods, the ghost of his old self flickering across his face. "I will," he promises. "I swear it. Trust will not come easily. Forgiveness, even harder. But the resistance needs every ally it can find. Especially now. Because whispers are rising, dark whispers, of a weapon the king is preparing. A weapon powerful enough to crush the resistance forever. And if they do not act soon, fearless hope and freedom will be nothing but ashes. Hope is a fragile thing, easy to light, but even easier to crush. Paedyn stands before her people, her heart pounding. The news Kai brings chills them all to the bone. The king is building a weapon, something more terrible than anything they have faced. It is called the Core. A dark machine, fueled by the stolen powers of the gifted, designed to wipe out the resistance once and for all. Paedyn listens in horror as Kai explains. "It drains life," he says quietly. "It turns the strong into nothing, into dust." Silence falls over the camp. Fear, doubt, despair. "We cannot fight that," someone shouts. "We are finished," another cries. Paedyn feels the fear pulling at her like a tide, threatening to drown her. But then she remembers the faces, the children hiding in broken homes, the mothers clutching empty arms, the fathers lying cold and still. She slams her hand down on the map before her. "No," she shouts, her voice ringing through the night air. "We will not give up. We will not run. Eyes turn to her, wide, searching, desperate. We have something the king can never take, she says, her voice shaking with passion. We have each other. We have hope. We have the power to choose to fight. The camp stirs. A spark catches. We strike before he finishes it, Jareth says, stepping to her side. We take it down, piece by piece. Elora adds, her voice strong. Plans are made quickly. A small group, the strongest, the bravest, will go into the heart of enemy territory. Their mission: destroy the core. It will be dangerous. It might be suicide. But it is their only chance. As they prepare, Paedyn pulls Kai aside. If you betray us again, she says coldly, I will not hesitate. Kai nods solemnly. I would not blame you, he whispers. The journey is brutal. Days without proper food. Nights filled with freezing winds and creeping shadows. At every turn, danger waits. Patrols with sharp eyes and sharper swords, traps hidden beneath leaves and stones. More than once, they nearly lose everything. But they push forward. Because they must. One night, as the moon hangs like a silver coin in the sky, Paedyn finds herself sitting beside Kai. Silence stretches between them. Heavy. Awkward. Finally, Kai speaks. I never wanted this, he says, staring into the fire. Not the throne. Not the blood. Paedyn studies him. Sees the regret carved deep into his face. She says nothing. Some wounds are too deep for words. The next day, they reach the outer walls of the king's stronghold. Black stone towers rise into the sky like claws. The core hums somewhere deep within, a pulse of death waiting to be unleashed. Fear grips them all. But Paedyn stands tall. This is where we make our stand, she says. This is where we show him, we are not afraid. And with that, they slip into the darkness, ready to risk everything. For freedom. For hope. For a future where no one will ever have to live in fear again. Some battles are fought with swords, others are fought with hearts. Paedyn and her team move like shadows through the king's fortress. Every step feels heavier. Every breath feels louder. Guards roam the halls, their armor clanking, their eyes sharp. But the resistance is sharper. They slip past traps, dodge deadly arrows, fight when they must, quick, silent, fierce. Finally, they reach the center. The core stands before them, huge, terrifying, alive. Dark metal plates, twisted wires, a heart of stolen power beating like a drum. There it is, Jareth whispers. Let us finish this, Elora breathes. But then, stop them, a voice roars. Soldiers pour into the chamber, swords gleaming under the cold light. Chaos erupts. Blades clash. Screams echo. Blood stains the stone floors. Paedyn fights with everything she has. She ducks, strikes, blocks, rolls. Around her, her friends are locked in battle. Jareth shouts orders. Elora fires arrow after arrow with deadly precision. And Kai stands at her side, fighting not like a prince, but like a man with something to prove. They fight their way to the core. Paedyn slams the first charge onto the metal frame. Cover me, she screams. Seconds feel like hours. But finally, the explosives are set. Run, she yells. They sprint back the way they came. Behind them, the core begins to crackle, spark, scream. A blinding light fills the fortress. Then, boom! The ground shudders beneath them. Walls crumble. Dust and fire rush through the halls. Paedyn stumbles, coughing, her ears ringing. Hands grab her, Jareth and Kai, pulling her forward, dragging her into the night. When they finally stop running, they turn back. The king's fortress, the symbol of his terror, is burning. collapsing into itself. The core is gone. We did it, Elora gasps, tears in her eyes. We actually did it. The sky glows red behind them, but in Paedyn's heart, a different fire burns. Hope. Real hope. But victory comes with a price. Some friends are missing. Some did not make it out. Silence hangs heavy in the air as they return to their people. Faces light up when they see them. Cries of joy. Tears of relief. Songs of freedom echo into the night. Paedyn stands before the gathered survivors. She raises her voice, strong, steady, fierce. This is just the beginning, she cries. We are not powerless anymore. We have proven that together we are stronger than fear, stronger than tyranny. Cheers erupt. In that moment, Paedyn knows the war is not over, but they have won something even greater than a single battle. They have won back their courage, their hope, their future, and Paedyn, the girl who once believed she had no power, is now the fearless leader of a rising rebellion. A spark that no king could ever crush. The journey ahead will be hard, but they are ready. Fearless. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through Fearless, the Powerless trilogy, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more book summaries and exciting stories. Remember, true strength lies in never giving up. Stay fearless and see you next time.